Hello everyone and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show we're welcoming Mary Maranville. She is the founder and CEO of Students for Eco Education and Agriculture, also known as SEEAG. Thank you so much, Mary, for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. We would like to know more about SEEAG, and I know that it was formed in 2008, but we'd like to know what you're doing today and how far you've come from the beginning of starting the organization.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So when I first started out, the program didn't exist. I knew that there was a need for agricultural and food education in the county. So I started it not knowing exactly where it was going to end up.
Yeah.
So the first year I can remember saying I want to educate 500 kids. If I could educate 500 kids in 1 year, I'll be happy. And today we're educating 7,000 kids in a year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and all the schools know about us. So, it's gone from, nothing to, we're throughout Ventura County, and we provide a lot of agricultural and now nutrition education to third grade schools, elementary schools, and third graders. So.
And healthy eating habits are something that we like to teach kids at an early age. It really is something that makes a difference later on in their lives. So teaching about food and its origin, especially the farm-to-table concept that you do get the word out to kids about, is really important. So I'd like you to talk a little bit about that.
Well, I devised and developed the program the way I like to learn. I like to learn sequentially.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm going to teach kids about soil and seeds and how the seeds germinate and sprout and then they turn into plants. So we call our program the journey of food. So it starts at the soil and starts with seeds and then it ends up at their table. And we concentrated it more on the farm aspect, the growing, all the inputs and the resources needed to grow all the food that Ventura County grows. But I realized that we were kind of stopping at the table and we weren't really digging into the nutritional values of foods. So we were teaching the kids about all the crops that are growing in Ventura County. There's over 200 crops grown here, but we weren't talking about the nutritional values of those crops and why it's important to eat a healthy rainbow. So about 3.5 to 4 years ago, we wrote a grant to the California Department of Food and Agriculture, The Journey of a Lemon, and the whole curriculum was based on teaching kids about what specialty crops grow in the area and the nutritional values of those crops, and really trying to inspire them to eat more locally grown fruits and vegetables, and we received that grant.
That's
and that
wonderful.
Was for about $200,000.
That makes a big difference
in
educating kids now. And getting the word out there to more kids.
Exactly. It allowed me to hire more educators. We have a van now where we're actually able to go to the farms and pick up produce and then deliver it to the schools. And we call it the Farm Fresh mobile.
I know, it's so nice. I've seen it, yeah.
And it's very funly decorated, so the kids get all excited when they see it pull in. It's got all these fruits and vegetables on the sides. And we exercise with them. We teach them, that it's not just about healthy eating, it's also you have to incorporate physical activity as well.
I would imagine kids get really excited about the farm aspect of it and where the food actually comes from, because a lot of kids think, oh, the food just comes from the grocery store. They don't realize that it comes and its origin is from the farm. So I think that really resonates well when kids see that.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think that not only kids, I think the main general population, we take it for granted. We walk into these grocery stores and they're full and there's so much fruits and vegetables and our food is there, and we don't think about the time and energy and the labor and the harvesting and all the hands that touched that food before it got to that store. We just walk in there and there's an entitlement and an expectation that it's just going to be there. So that is part of our education, is to teach them about the science of agriculture, but also to teach them to appreciate farmers, to appreciate our agricultural resources, to appreciate our farm workers who, you know, we're in the 21st century and we have all this technology, but most of our food is still harvested by hand.
And I think that's very important for kids to learn, you know, more about. I know that you have the Wellness Initiative, and I understand with that, as you mentioned, the van that goes around town and throughout Ventura County, and now even into Santa Barbara County. That's making a big impact on a lot of kids. So let's talk a little bit about the Wellness Initiative.
Okay. Well, we wrote that initial grant to the CDFA, and then we wrote another one. They were like, your organization is doing great. We want you to apply again. So when someone says that, you apply again, and it's just the next evolution of that core nutrition program. And this one allowed us to purchase a van, and we're going back into the schools, and like I said, it's the Ventura County Child Wellness Initiative. It's incorporating physical activity, it's taste testing. The first step is getting kids to taste things that they don't want to taste with their parents. And you'll see their little faces, and they're like, oh, you know, they didn't want to try it, and then they try it, and they're like, this isn't as bad as I thought.
Really?
And then they'll want to try it at home, hopefully. And we also try to get creative with them. Like, maybe they don't like avocado just like avocado, but if you put a little lemon with it and a little salt. So it's really listening to the kids and trying to make nutrition education fun and exciting. And and you're right. Everyone loves farms. Everyone loves farms.
I can imagine.
Yes, they do, and we have them come out to the farm. We still go out to Petty Ranch. So we consider the nutrition program, the wellness program, part 3 of our program. So we go into the classroom. We take them on free field trips to farms, and then we go back to their school and talk about what do you do when you get that fresh produce home. So they make a healthy after-school snack. And we have a junior chef competition.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the kids love it. And they can invite their teachers, or if their parents are there that day, they can have their parents get involved. And then we have a competition, and they're cheering for their classmates. And they have to wear the little chef hats.
How nice.
And we get these letters from these kids thanking us and telling us how much they love the program. And not only that, they'll tell us that they're going to start a garden. They tell us, and then we have a post survey, and it says, are you going to try this new fruit and vegetable at home? And they'll say yes. And we have to believe that that they're telling us the truth.
I would imagine that also brings on another form of interest when they go to the grocery store, and now they see everything that you talked about, and they encourage their parents to maybe buy them something that they've seen from your teaching, in the classroom, and now they want to do it at home. So I think it's really a good full circle kind of experience for them.
It is. It's a great full experience, and again, you're saying things that are absolutely correct. We've had students say in our little kids focus groups that after they went through their program and they were in the grocery store, they said to their parents, was that grown locally?
Really?
Was that grown at Limonera Ranch, or was that grown at Howling's Tomato?
Amazing.
They remember. Kids taught their parents how to recycle. They taught their parents to wear seatbelts. Kids taught their parents to wear bicycle helmets. And kids can teach their parents about buying locally grown produce.
Good idea. Let's talk about the kids who are a little bit past the 3rd grade level and go into the junior high and high school kids. Are there programs for them too, and how do they respond to some of your educational things that you're doing?
We do have a program for them as well. It's called STEAM Careers in Ag, so the science, technology. And we absolutely, that's a hole in education, because there's a lot of programs for elementary school students. And then when you get to the middle and high school, there's not a lot of informal education that's what we offer.
Okay.
So we do have this program, and what it's doing is, again, trying to inspire middle and high school students, see what these careers that they don't even know exist. They're good paying careers.
Extremely.
You know, they're versatile, meaning they can be outdoors and in an office.
Right.
It's marketing, it's business, it's science, it's, you know, there's a myriad of careers involved with ag.
Right.
And now we're going to be incorporating our nutrition and helping middle and high school
And I think
kids as well.
that's a really good thing, because as kids get older and they're growing up, their bodies are changing too. So sugar intake may need to be a little less for them to gain more energy, and they can learn more ways they can get more energy without just drinking sugary sodas or eating a lot of sugary foods, which, you know, some kids tend to do. It's a good experience for them to change while they're still young.
Yes, it really is. Everything becomes a habit. I was just listening to NPR, and they were talking on the weekend. I don't know if it was the Good Food segment. And they were talking about everything becomes habits. We don't necessarily pay attention sometimes, but it is important to start young with the elementary, the third grade in particular, to get them going on those healthy habits. But it's never too late, and middle and high school is another great time to teach kids about nutrition, because their bodies are growing. They need to eat better. And one of my educators noticed this, because she was noticing what she was seeing them eat in the schools. And she said, Mary, this program is so effective with our elementary school students. We need to.
Right, and I think that's a great idea, because I think that they need to sort of have that reinforcement, you know, and teaching what you're doing.
And they idolize, you know, especially the middle and the high school, the girls and the young men. They idolize these athletes, these soccer players, and they idolize these singers and performers. And it's like, do you think that they're eating French fries and Big Macs?
I hope not.
They're drinking celery juice in the morning, and they're having, you know, the most nutritional food that they can eat.
And that's why it's so crucial to get that word out there and let them know about that. I know that you had mentioned about the grant that you received, but funding is very important to your organization. It really makes you do what you do a lot easier and accessible to a lot more kids. Let's talk a little bit about the funding and how that really makes a difference with donations, corporate sponsorships, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, we every penny counts.
Yes.
We are lean. I always say we're small, but we're mighty.
Okay.
Every one of my educators, you know, we make such a big impact, but our budget isn't exorbitant. When you give SEEAG money, it goes directly to the program.
Nice.
And I think, you know, the CDFA and this tax money, I mean, they really put us through a litany of making sure that we're dotting every I and crossing every T. So yes, individual donors, corporate sponsors, if you do donate, money goes directly to the kids. It goes to the buses that provides transportation to get these kids out to farms.
Good.
So our administration is very low, but our impact and the programs that we have, it's very high. So
and what you do for kids out there, both in Ventura County and now Santa Barbara County as well, is making such a big impact, and it will on their lives in the near future.
It will, and I know it will, because of the letters we receive from the
kids.
And then when I see them like 2 or 3 or 5 years
couple years later,
they remember the field trip to the farm.
That's great. That's wonderful. Can you share your website with us one more time?
Our website is very simple. It's SEEAG.org, which stands for Students for Eco Education and Agriculture. So SEEAG.org. And there's a donate button on the home page. We have a video on our home page. And we're trying to make it as easy as possible to donate. And even $10
makes a big difference.
If every parent's child donated $10 to us, it would pay for all of our school buses for the year.
That would be great.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mary Maranville, for joining us on the show today from SEEAG. really great work that you're doing with all the kids out there.
Thank you. We love it.
Let's keep it up for the future, too.
Thank you. We actually love what we do.
Terrific. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us today on our show. We welcome you to join us next time. I'm Sandra Siepak. Bye, everyone.